Alright, another recording. So, as always, I'll just get right into it. Marked my areas of liquidity. I had London, or pre-market liquidity, right here. I had our low, previous day's low here. And I also believe we actually ran through previous day's high, if I'm correct. Yeah, we did. So we already ran through previous day's high. I also marked data lows and data highs. Reason being is because we had CPI. So CPI is news data, consumer price index. It was specifically this candle here that involved the data low and data high. That being said, I decided to wait for whichever liquidity gets swept. Obviously, I anticipated for data lows to be swept, which triggered me into a long position. What I also did was I used a Fibonacci retracement tool to mark my previous swing low to previous swing high. So basically from the London's low to the high of the data release. So once that was done, I scaled into the 1 minute and I noticed there was bullish price action. So here I noticed there was bullish price action and indicated a large buy volume, which also showed that there could be a potential reversal. I entered off of this candle here for the reversal, and stops were below the candle that reversed initially. So with that said, I went ahead and entered into my trade. This trade took about an hour and 2 minutes. We were close to hitting our full TP, which was 123 points, but price decided to head back down and retrace very largely. I ended up exiting around, I'd say, this candle, in all honesty. Not the candle where the profit tool ends, but the candle after that. So at the 808 candle, that's when I decided to exit my position. More than likely it was in the middle of it, and I believe I exited for 81 points. That's what I think I exited for. So yeah. How did I feel during the trade? I was confident in the trade for sure. I was definitely confident considering we headed into the 0.79 level of the Fibonacci, showed a reversal after we even also swept data lows. So I was confident that I'd see a potential trade, and obviously as well a good trade. During the entire trade, it did take a while and it did test my patience, that's for sure, but I saw that we didn't really break any structure until obviously later we broke structure, or bullish structure, and headed to downside. Obviously now we're regaining that, but I wasn't going to stay through that because that's practically most of my gains just swept away, and it wouldn't make sense if I stayed in this trade. So, and also, I mean, it's 8:16. I'm typically not in a trade at this time. But regardless, I mean, like I said, I'm happy with what I got, definitely, out of this trade. My psychology was on point, I would say. I would say it was a good 9 out of 10 in terms of psychology and mentality. I was calm, I was focused, I didn't really rush myself into anything. I did have a little bit of hesitation, hence why I say it's a 9 out of 10. But that's also because I did have a previous red day, which was yesterday. So because of that previous red day, I was a little hesitant with myself. But regardless, I did see myself being able to perform at a very adequate level, and obviously being able to look at price in a sense of consistency and discipline, which is exactly what I'm after. I followed my strategy and I focused on specifically just my strategy rather than focusing on what happened yesterday, because yesterday is already in the past. The reason being I had this mindset, like the initial mindset of me kind of thinking, okay, yesterday's in the past, is actually because of these videos, because of me letting out all of my wins, all my losses, being able to make these videos and actually giving off feedback to myself and looking back at it, seeing, okay, where am I struggling at? How are my emotions? Goodness gracious, that stutter. How are my emotions throughout the trade? How are my emotions throughout the video recording this? Am I in a calm state of mind, or am I going through a hysteria, if you want to look at it that way? So, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the day, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.